This is Joffy Noodle Legs' fantastic channel. It is. It really is. Thank you.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another Video Nasty film review. Tonight we're looking at I believe early 1980s Italian Absurd. Now this film, let me see if I can get any information for it for you off the back. Alright, okay, it's Italian, 1981, runs for 94 minutes. Stars George Eastman, Edmund Puridon. He was in Pieces. And it's Charles Eastman. He sort of replays the role as Miko. Now Miko was in another Video Nasty called Amprothocus. I can never get it right. The Savage Island, and he plays the same sort of character. He plays the same character that's in that film, but this isn't a sequel. It's just a film with the same character in it. And this plays out like a slasher film. And it starts off in the wood where we see Miko being chased by another man through the wood, and there's being chased towards this sort of lavish home where we got this little family living there. There's a young girl who's got like in traction. She's obviously got an injury to her back or her spine, and she's in a traction on the bed. And they've got a young lad with the curliest hair ever, and a really awful actor. And there's a husband and wife, and they've got carers and that there. And anyway, these are being chased towards the house, and he tries climbing over the fence. And then we cut into the house and we see the sort of family, and they're sort of jibber jabbing away. And then there's a knock at the door, so they go and answer it, and it's Miko, and he's got all of his intestines hanging out, just like in the first film. Is it Amprothocus? What's it? I can never pronounce it. See if they've got it written on here. See if I can see it, I might be able to pronounce it. Anthropophagus, or the Beast, or whatever it's called. The Grim Reaper goes by many names. Anyway, so he's got all his intestines hanging out. So then they call up the ambulance and police, and the police come and they take him to the hospital. Now he's got no identification on him, and the police, the police officer, the detective, who's forever smoking in his film. Every single scene, he's got a fag in his gob. But anyway, he turns up and starts questioning about it. They said they don't know him and don't know who he is. It turns out they find out that he's Greek, and they turn out that the guy that's chasing him is also Greek, because the police bump into him on the roadways, and they bump into him, and they ID him and see that he's a priest, as well in the film. So then we're at the hospital, and he's having this operation to refix his intestines that are hanging out, and he's starting to heal himself. He's got, and they say that he's healing himself, which is like impossible. So he's some sort of like a monster, really, because he's just healing himself. And eventually he heals himself, and he attacks one of the nurses in the hospital, and he kills her really brutally. Really brutal. I can't show you any of the kills in this film because they're really gory and brutal. This was a Video Nasty, but she gets killed with like one of these operation sort of drills, and he drills it into the side of her head and it comes out the other, and she gets killed straight away. And he escapes the hospital. So then the police are after him, and then they're trying to chase the other guy as well, catch him up to see what's going on. So eventually they catch up with the other guy and find out that he's a priest, and he's trying to catch Miko because of he's got this sort of he's dangerous. He's like this. He's a beast. He's an animal. So he's not an animal. He's a monster. Animals are amazing. So he's a monster. Anyway, Miko's back out on the street and he's on a killing spree. He killed some amazing kills in this film. There's one with a saw. And there's one. He does a great strangulation of a guy on a motorbike. There's axes through the head. There's pitchforks through the head. There's all these amazing kills going on in the film, and they're on pursuit after Miko in the film, and he's at one part of the film. He gets knocked over by a car, and the car is being driven by the father who lives in that big posh house. Anyway, so Miko makes his way back to this house where the girl is, with the traction and the young lad, and he starts stalking the family in the house. It's very Halloweeny. It is like a Halloween film, but with tons of gore. And he starts stalking the family in the house, and sort of like killing some of them off brutally. One of the girls gets cooked in an oven, and it's really quite horrendous. And the priest tells them the only way we can stop him is by destroying the brain, and so that's the only way they can sort of kill him. So do they do that, or does he carry on? Does he kill everyone? You need to watch it and find out, because I'm not going to say any more. What do I think of Absurd? I think it's an extremely underrated video nasty. It was awesome. Absolutely loved it from start to finish. And I don't know if it's because the guy from Pieces was in it, because he plays the priest. I don't know, but it's added something to me, because you know how much I love that film. So when I see films with characters from Pieces in it, I love it a bit more. And I just thought, wow, this is really cool. It's amazing. And I really loved it. And and there's just so much good things going on in there. There's quite a few special features on the disc. There's quite a few audio commentaries, and there's quite a few interviews, and there's also an essay on there by a guy called Mike Foster called an Italian slasher, and he's pretty much saying that it's the only sort of slasher that came out of Italy in the 80s. Well, he's well wrong, isn't he? Because he obviously doesn't know what he's talking about, because he's saying, because all the Italian horror wasn't slasher films. There was Italian slashers. We've got things like this. We've got Pieces. We've got New York Ripper. You know what I mean? So there was Italian slashers. So he hasn't got a clue what he's talking about. So I didn't enjoy the essay. I thought, no, you're inaccurate. I'm really inaccurate, but I'm not putting my name to a product, am I? I'm just reviewing my views on stuff. I just get it wrong because I'm a stupid old sod. That's why I get it wrong all the time, and I'm forgetful. But yeah, the pluses of this film, it looks really cool. 88 film, this is a new release of the film, and 88 film have done an amazing job sort of like remastering it. It looks really cool. This isn't 4K, it's just a Blu-ray, but it looks like the 4K. I reckon if I bought the 4K, it would have looked just like this. It doesn't look any different. Yeah, the acting is it's awful, as you know, but that's what you want it to be. I don't want it to be great acting. If I want great acting, I would go and watch a serious horror film like The First Omen or something like that. When I watch these sort of films, I'm in it for the charm of the film and the silliness of the film. The kills are amazing in the film. There's some great kills. There's quite a few of them as well. And it's very quite gory. And again, the Miko character it's got this real screen presence. I just wish they made more films of him, and there's only the two, unfortunately. But yeah, there was an interview with him in there, which is quite interesting. I actually quite enjoyed that, because he actually wrote that, I believe. I think he actually wrote this as well as starring in it. And it was really cool. The music's great. It's really cheesy, sort of Italian music. Really cool. Absurd. I'm going to score it an amazing watch and give it a 8 out of 10. Excuse me. just a little bit under 9, 8.5 out of 10. That's kinda, because it just lacks a little something to be a 9. Obviously, it's not going to be a 10, because 10s have to hit every single mark with me. I think it lacks a little something. I think it's just the the characters weren't likable, apart from the killer. You know, the police officer was just, like I said, smoking all the time, and it was just gross. And he chats up one of the nurses, and he's about old enough to be her dad. So I didn't like him. The boy was terrible acting. The nurses were awful. The dad was terrible. Yeah, I didn't bond with any of the characters, so I didn't really care if they got killed. In fact, I wanted them all to get killed, just so I could see some more awesome deaths. So the only character I actually bonded with there was Miko, the actual killer, and he was great. But yeah, so that's why it gets an 8.5 out of 10. Absurd. If any of you guys seen it, if you have, let me know down below what you think of it. I was impressed by it. I thought it was really cool. I've been seeing a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's not one of the good video nasties." Oh, so, it was a bit. It was amazing. I absolutely loved it from start to finish. I was gripped. I thought it was great. Maybe the people that don't really like it, go back and watch it now. Get a new copy where it looks really cool, and you might appreciate it more. Maybe, I don't know, but it's got some amazing kills in it, and it's a great storyline, and it's cool. It's a typical Italian horror. Loved it. Guys, thanks for watching this. Check out some other horror channels for me. Check out Horror Hands, Horror Geek, Man v Film, RS Design, Pizzlewell. I am Ice Lord. Cat watches horror movies. Grumpy Andrews, Haunted House. Till the next, and a massive shout out to the lad. Till my next video, please look after yourselves. Look after one another, and I really hope I'll see you all soon.